Hey everyone, I'm Mario, and I'm drinking the devil's juice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's some crazy lady talking about how, like, this M is not connected, and these are symbols for the devil or some shit.
It's 666 in Arabic.
I'm drinking 666.
He's drinking the devil's semen.
I'm always drinking semen. What the fuck? Well, we're two metalheads, and semen.
Semen. My daddy was a seaman.
We were both seamen at one point.
Yeah.
Well, what's the singular of seaman? Seaman? No.
Seamans.
That would be the plural.
Seamen.
Seaman. Maybe it's both, plural and singular.
Yeah.
This is a conundrum. So, we thought maybe we'd do a little bit of a vlog and talk about our past job history.
Sure.
Just to shake things up a little bit, and we're not always talking about metal, and we have other things to talk about sometimes.
Sure we do.
So I don't know. You want to just go through, like, okay, what was your first job? What was mine? Maybe go from there.
My first job, my first official job, I was 15. And I was working stock at Food Emporium.
Did you have to go to your guidance counselor in high school and get your working papers?
I think so.
Me too.
I think so. It was actually, I was in a special ed program in high school, and one of the dudes who was like a teacher aide there, who was really cool, he was a metalhead too, I'll never forget him, Chris Engelhardt, good dude. He, was talking to him one day, and I was like, I'd really just want to get the fuck out of school, and I want to work full time, and I can't stand it here. And he's like, dude, I could tell. He was like, I can see your fucking attitude. You hate being in school. He's like, I'll help you get a job. He's like, go to your guidance counselor, which was a great thing for me to do because my guidance counselor was fucking hot.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about.
So
I think you did talk about this one other time.
Yeah, all I needed was an excuse to go down there and fucking sit across from her and knock shit off of her desk so I could look up her skirt. So I got my working papers, and he hooked me up with a job working stock at Food Emporium in, I guess it's like the border of Briarcliff and Ossining. It's an A&P now. I didn't hold that job for very long because the boss was a dick. He was a dick. Joe Carbone, I hope if you're watching this, you're fucking suffocating on a cock right now.
Wait a minute. Didn't he come to see us play not that long ago?
No.
Joe Carbone isn't the guy from Joe and the Bones?
No, this is a totally different Joe Carbone.
Well, that's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, totally different.
Not Joe and the Bones.
No,
man.
not Joe and the Bones, Joe Carbone. It was either Carbone or Carbonelli, or it was some...
One of those names.
He was like a real
Joe.
fucking dick. Just a horrible dick. There was this dude that worked there who, like, was the cart guy, and he actually still works there, and he's, he's not all there. He's like one of those guys, but he's a really fucking sweet dude.
They usually work hard, those cart
right.
guys. Yeah.
And he's a fucking sweet dude, and his name is Pete, and he's still there. And I remember one day, right in front of me and in front of, like, a whole fucking aisle full of customers, he grabs this dude and he goes, "Hey, retard! Go upstairs and fucking mop the bathroom. Somebody shit on the floor up there."
That's horrible to say to somebody.
And dude, everybody stood and looked at this dude like, did he really just fucking say that to this kid?
You think that guy's still there?
No. He wound up fucking taking that kid one day. This is after I had quit. He took that kid one day and fucking mushed his face in the toilet.
Oh my god.
And his mother went after him and fucking had the guy's job taken.
Good. Fuck him. Wow.
Dick.
That's a crazy story for a first job.
Yeah.
Mine's not very interesting.
I left because I just... If I didn't leave, I was going to punch that dude in the face.
I don't blame you.
I was going to punch him in the face.
Well, my first job... I think it was my first job. During the summers... The school district will hire... Well, they used to hire summer help.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in and you work in one of the schools, kind of like a custodian.
Okay.
And you... Actually, this is kind of relevant. But you strip the floors because all the floors are waxed.
Right.
So you take all the furniture out of the rooms. You clean off all the furniture because they have this stuff that you could write on the desks, and they have this shit that takes it right off.
Oh, wow.
Writing on there is a waste of time. You spray it on there, and you see it all kind of like
just
lifting.
Disintegrate.
Yeah, it's pointless. And it was called Speedball.
Wow.
And I was like, I want some of that from home. That shit fucking cleans great, And so we clean all the desks and whatever furniture, take everything out of the room. You pour this stuff called stripper on the floor, and it takes all the wax and all the sealer off, and you have one of those machines,
the big buffer, yeah.
Yeah, and it takes everything off the floor, and then you have a wet vac, and you squeegee everything into the wet vac, and when it dries, you just seal the floor and wax it, and that's how they do it every summer. They do that,
right?
Sometimes they do it during the winter breaks and everything too, but. So I did that. That was my first job, I think, when I was 15. And I did that for like 4 summers probably.
Oh, nice.
Because it was good money. It was 40 hours a week. You worked 7 o'clock to 3:30.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. And it wasn't minimum wage, which at the time minimum wage was probably like $6 an hour. And they paid probably.
I don't think it was even quite that much yet.
No, it might have been 5 something.
But yeah, like $5.50.
But they paid like 7.
Oh, cool.
Or something, because it was it's a school district,
right?
So, I made okay money, and then there was 2 guys that worked there with me. They're maybe like a year or 2 older than me, and they were taking guitar lessons from this guy David Wright, and he's like a jazz fusion guitarist. And they actually hooked me up with him. I took lessons from him. He ended up moving, but I took lessons from him for a good year or so. So I mean, that was part of my learning process, and that was my first real job. And then later on, like after I washed dishes in a kitchen once for a little while.
Was that shitty?
Oh, it sucked.
I bet.
It was so hot. Like you'd walk home and feel your, like you could walk out of there and you feel like in between your legs rubbing together. And it's all raw and shit. Because you'd have to wash the dishes. They have like an industrial dishwasher which took like a minute.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to run all the dishes back to where they went so that the cooks could use them. But you had to scrub all the pots and stuff by hand.
Oof.
And it was me and one of my friends. One of us would have to get there like an hour. We'd have to switch. We'd only work on the weekends, Friday and Saturday. We'd have to switch. Who gets there the hour earlier, and then the other one came in right when it was getting busy.
Right.
Oh, it sucked. And they paid $5 an hour, which sucked, but it was off the books. So, but it still was shit. I mean, we got $35 a night, maybe. It was shit.
Oof.
Yeah, and it didn't last very long. But I guess it was just, it wasn't worth it, really. I mean, I was still in high school, and and I kind of wanted to get out of high school, too, and they had me in one of those, like, resource room things.
Yeah.
Except that I was in there because I was lazy. And, like, I pretended I was stupid. And then, and then they gave me an IQ test and fucking ruined everything for me. They're like, you can't be in here. You got to have a study hall now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, my whole thing with high school was I just hated it and didn't want to go to class.
Yeah, I didn't do any of it. I don't even know how I graduated. I didn't do any homework. Once I got to college, it all changed because, like, well, now I didn't have to apply. I didn't have to come here.
Right.
I wanted to, and I did it okay, and I did it okay in college. But yeah. Well, so I don't know.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school. I got my GED.
It didn't do me. College didn't do me any good. I went into carpentry later on for a couple of years, and then I hurt my back.
Right.
And I had so many different. I was a garbage man for a day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a fucking horrible job.
You know what? It wasn't that bad riding in the back of the truck. I mean, the smell kind of, but riding in the back of the truck, it wasn't that bad. The problem was, my dad got me the job with the town. I guess it's one of his clients or something. Didn't tell me that I was 17. Didn't tell me that you had to be 18 to be on the back of the truck. So I'm talking to the other guy, and we were doing dumpsters that day. Which, if you don't know what you're doing, and you're standing in the wrong spot, once they go up into the truck, there's like this splooge that shoots out the sides. I didn't get it, but they warned me, don't, watch where you're standing. But it wasn't a bad job. I for the couple hours I did it, it was like, this isn't so bad. It's hard work, but it wasn't bad. They don't get paid enough, I don't think. But they get a pension, which is nice. But, yeah, so...
They get good tips, too, depending.
Yeah, sometimes. I was talking to the guy, and he's like, "Wait, how old are you?" And I'm like 17, and he's like, And he had to tell the guy, "Stop the truck." They had to call like the boss to come get me. And I'm like, "Oh." And then, but the guy that I was working with. I mean, he wasn't that much older than me. He's like, when you tell him when he's 18 to come back, he was actually busting his ass and did a good job. And I ended up working on like a golf course or something instead, and didn't go back. But I mean,
I would have rather been working on the golf course than the garbage truck.
Yeah, but the garbage truck. I mean, if it didn't hurt my back, it could have been a career if I went back and stayed there. And by now, I would have been close to retiring. Probably another 7 years, and I would have been retired with a pension at 40 years old.
Right.
So.
No, my friend, dude that lived upstairs from me and actually taught me how to play guitar. He was a garbage man for a long time.
It's a hard job. You got to bust your ass.
Oof, he told me some fucking horror stories, man, about like new dudes that would show up on the back of the truck with him, and they would fucking wind up puking in the truck halfway through the day. You know, and you'd always tell them like, keep your mouth closed, keep your mouth closed.
I was having I had my head off to the side of the truck. Like we were picking up dumpsters from restaurants and shit. And I remember there was a pig head and like floating around and it's all slop.
Yeah, dude.
But I didn't throw up. I did okay. I had a strong stomach.
He told me one of the guys
could be pretty
bad. They were down in like Yale Avenue in Ossining, which is like all full of fucking Ecuadorians, and those people eat a lot of fucking rice.
Yeah.
And it's just the bags are fucking heavy, and you lift them up and they're ripping apart. So they're like throwing the fucking pails in there, and then fucking the new guy goes to hit the thing to fucking, compact it, and he caught a mouthful of rice. And just the rest of the day was just puking every 2 seconds thinking about it.
Ecuadorian food when it's fresh is good.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, but when you've eaten rice that sat out all night in the hot summer, fucking dude.
Yeah. But no. I went into after the garbage truck, like I worked on a golf course cutting greens for a while. I had so many different jobs. And I
got a lot too.
I did a carpentry job that lasted for about a month, and we were basically rebuilding townhouses and like we were redoing the stairs and a lot of demolition, and fucking the days were like 12 hours. Like, so I worked sometimes 50 or 60 hours a week, and a month went by and I didn't get paid.
Oh, fuck that.
And I was finally like, look, I'm not gonna stay. And then the guy ended up getting fired from the job. The guy that hired it, the contractor.
The contractor
that I was working for, and I was like, I'm not gonna work for you unless you pay me what you owe me. And he wanted me because I had worked on the golf course. He had he had a side job where we did landscaping, and he had a sod like this really expensive house, and I worked on the golf course it was high end. I knew what I was doing, and he knew that.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, can you do this? Can you do this job for me?" I was like, "You pay me every cent you owe me, and I'll do the job." And he did, and it was. It was a couple $1,000. It was a lot of money. A month.
Yeah, a whole fucking month and not getting
50,
paid.
60 hours a week.
Yeah. Shit.
And I worked 20 hours at the house and I never got paid for that. I shouldn't have.
Scumbags.
So, yeah. He was an asshole. I still remember his name. His name's Russ. He was a douche. But, after that, I got a job doing trim carpentry for Empire. Which is, a lot of different jobs. Mostly carpentry, though.
Yeah.
I worked there for a good year or so, and then they, I was an apprentice, and they ran out of, we got ahead of the work, so there wasn't any work for us for a while, and then my boss,
that happens sometimes.
And then my boss, I guess, he had another helper that wasn't an apprentice, and I guess after they got more work, it just wasn't, he didn't need the third person since they were going so fast.
Right.
So, that was where that ended. Then I started giving guitar lessons. That's pretty much where I've been at.
I worked at fucking Walmart for a little while. That was a joke.
Yeah?
That was a joke. I got in good with the
I worked at Toys R Us, too, once.
Oh, yeah?
For 6 months, yeah, while I was in college. And what happened was I went away on spring break for college, and when I came home, for some reason, they didn't give me any hours again. It's not like I told them I was going.
Right.
Yeah, and then I came back and they didn't give me hours.
Toys R Us down here by JV Mall?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was when minimum wage was like $6.25, and that's what they paid.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
And I was an exterminator. I forgot about that.
You were
for a while.
Jesus Christ.
Every Saturday, when I was in college, because it fucking paid really well.
JP McHale?
No, I worked for my uncle's company.
Oh, okay.
But I got basically 20% of the job.
Nice.
But I was on my own. Like, I was my own boss. So,
yeah.
If I got into... It was $5 per apartment. And I had 2 buildings. So I got $5 every time I went into an apartment and sprayed.
Nice.
Plus a general fee just for spraying the common areas. And and then occasionally he would do big jobs and needed help. And, there was days when I came home with $700 for the day.
Holy shit.
It paid really well. So I did that while I was in college because all I had to do was work Saturday. And sometimes it was every other week. And, and I could afford to practice with the band. We had our own rehearsal space, 24 hours.
Well, if you're bringing home $700 a day, and especially at that point in time.
Well,
too.
yeah, I mean, when I was working at the apartments, it would be like, when I was by myself, it would, maybe I'd get $200 for the day.
Still.
But I mean, I was 18, 19
yeah.
in college. That was good, especially in the 90s.
Right.
That was good. And, I did that for a little while. And
half the day you're paying your monthly jam room.
Yeah, I mean, I was done by noon on Saturday. It wasn't like it
nice.
took me, and I could go down there really anytime I wanted. I tried to go early because I didn't want to be a pain in the ass there,
Right.
Not too early, but, But yeah, I mean, it was a good job. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was weird. Everybody's like, you were an exterminator? Yeah. Did what I had to do, needed money.
Walmart was great for one thing, and that was the crew that I worked with. Every couple days or so, we would just fucking leave and stay clocked in. And this is at the Cortland Town Center.
Oh, okay.
So we would fucking leave, go to that beer distributor right there.
Oh, yeah.
Grab a 30 rack, go in the fucking woods by the Regina Avenue apartments over there, and sit for 4 hours and fucking drink beer and smoke weed and fucking crack on each other.
The Regina Avenue apartments are like the low-income houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for people that don't know.
And
place where nobody would look for you.
Dude, we'd walk in wrecked and just go fucking clock out. And nobody would know the difference. We'd work half the day and then get fucking wasted. And the manager was a tool. He was banging one of the cashiers that worked there, and like everybody knew it. And fucking like the head whatever was like coming down on him and knew that he was fucking one of the cashiers.
Yeah.
And they started firing people. As soon as it was time to get your benefits,
oh, of course,
you got fired. And they would fucking give you whatever bullshit excuse they could. Oh, you clocked in late the other day. We got to let you go. Like, really? You're going to let me go for clocking in late? Well, you clocked in late this day and this day and this day. And it's like, well, show me the records. I don't have to show you anything. You clocked in late and, we can just let you go. They tried to tell me, and they were actually right about this. They tried to tell me that they caught me clocking in one of my other guys when he wasn't there, which I had done a couple times. This dude would be like, look, fucking, you could take off this day, give me your badge, I'll clock you in. I'm going to take off this day, I'll give you my badge, you clock me in.
So he got fired too?
Yeah, he got fired too. And they're like, Steve wasn't here this day, and we saw that he clocked in right after you, and I didn't see Steve walk past my office, so I have reason to believe that you clocked Steve in, and you're giving him illegal hours. And I was like, dude, well then show me the video. And they had the security guy come in, and he was trying to get all big and bad with me. I'm like, dude, if you got me on video, you have to show me the video. I don't have to show you shit. Get out of my store. So fuck that place.
I got sexually harassed at Toys R Us.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't report it though.
Was she hot?
I mean, there was probably some of the other guys that were banging her, but it was awkward, very awkward.
What is she like?
Well, there was another girl that came in, like...
Let me see your
She was, like,
Transformer.
cornering me a little bit, and there was another girl that came in and was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's gonna sue you. And that was it. It really was... Nothing happened.
What, does she want to suck your dick in the Barbie aisle?
I didn't get that far where I got any details out of it. It was just really... Like, she cornered me and was, like, talking, and I was like, this is really awkward. Like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this girl... What is she doing? You know? I mean, I was 19 maybe, and she was probably in her mid-20s. It wasn't like... It was just really... This is really weird. This is supposed to be my boss.
You should have showed her your Decepticon.
It was really awkward, and... yeah.
You want to see my Optimus Prime?
I'm sure some of the other guys did it. I'm pretty sure. She usually went for the Hispanic guys, which is weird because I'm not Hispanic. But I'm really, really white for Italian guy. You know, for an... Oh, God, that was horrible. But anyway. This video's gone on way too long. Two metalheads.
Two metalheads.